السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
We are back, and it is time to find out who's fifth, actually. Who's fifth?
Who is fifth place? Well,
we're going to be wondering who was sixth, and for that matter, we were talking about Akeem being sixth, but we won't know until we look at the scorecards. But you had called initially that William Bonek was probably going to be in fifth. Correct?
I said, yes, fifth.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement with that. That wouldn't be a bad call.
The Conqueror, William.
William the Conqueror.
You are correct. William. I was a judge, you know, an IFBB judge.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. you have a little bit more experience in that. And William Bonek, there wasn't a whole lot that he could have done with the lineup ahead of him in terms of what we have as our top four finalists. And, of course, the big question mark again is whether or not Brandon Curry's got enough to battle out with Big Ramy. And did Phil do enough to come back to impress the judges to recapture that title?
And I still want to know where Hottie is.
I think I've steadily had Hottie throughout the show in fourth place.
Okay.
That's where I've had. Once we saw him overcome William,
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
But I tell you, what the surprise from prejudging on was Big Ramy.
Yeah.
Putting everything together.
Yeah. I think amongst those guys, I got Hottie in fourth place.
The fourth place award, the check for $45,000, and presented to Hottie Chupan.
Okay, guys.
Got third last year. He got the People's Champion Award.
Yeah. He came in at the last minute both years.
Yes.
Can you imagine if that guy was here a month before the Olympia, what he could potentially look like?
Absolutely.
So he dropped a place, but he still looks phenomenal.
Change that physique.
Well, wait a minute. We are on the top three, Tim. I know you're a rookie. Top three? Who you got? Who's in third? Drop a name.
I had Brandon in third, but I'm going to see where it's going to be.
Please take the third place Olympia bronze medal.
I think he just
the
got
check
a little bit
for
of
$100,000 to your third place finisher.
Let's listen to the crowd.
Phil Heath.
Gentlemen.
Wow. And that shoe just dropped. Phil, 7-time Mr. Olympia. 2-time first Olympia runner-up on the comeback after a 2-year layoff, comes back and he remains a top 3 bodybuilder on the planet Earth, and that is some kind of accomplishment considering what he gets to
after 2 years layoff.
Yeah,
coming back,
2 summit surgeries. He was pretty confident, Tim, coming into this contest. What do you think he's thinking now?
You have to consider, should I have come back? What should I have done different? Or do I come back next year and prove that I am Phil Heath and that I had those first 7 Olympias for a good reason?
Well, you know, he did enough to be in the top 3, and he was in the conversation to win this contest.
Yes.
In light of all of those, the layoff and the surgeries, and so that leaves us with 2.
Well, you know where my pick is.
Well, you know where my pick is.
I had Ramy from the beginning.
Yes, you did. Our defending champion, Brandon Curry, has done everything he can, but I have to agree with you. I think Ramy might have just come in better condition.
And I can't wait to hear the crowd. I can't wait to hear the reaction.
Do you think he did enough?
I most certainly do.
Big Ramy.
Big Ramy. And I think the crowd is going to go ballistic.
Yes.
Well, let's see.
And Big Steve Weinberger.
This is a $400,000 check coming out for the winner.
Tyler Mannion, the man holding the sand down. In an Olympia tradition, folks, if I can have our final 2 competitors in the center, please. Big Ramy and Brandon Curry.
All right.
There you go.
Brandon, center stage.
Brandon did get to beat Phil. Now, will he retain that title? Will Brandon retain his title?
There it is. Tyler Mannion, Jake Wood, Dan Solomon, the $400,000 check.
The next name
Gold
you
medal
hear
and the title of Mr. Olympia for 2020.
will be your 2020 Olympia champion.
This is the moment, Rich. We've been there. We've been there before,
I've been there, yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, I've been there twice. I know what it feels like. It's Lee Labrada said it felt like you were either going to fly or it was a free fall.
Yeah.
Rami's legs, huh?
Oh my
Shoulders,
God.
chest.
Shoulders,
Please take
chest.
the first place Olympia gold medal. The first place check for $400,000. And the title of 2020 Mr. Olympia to our winner.
Let's see their face.
And new Olympia champion,
Big Rami.
Big Rami.
Did it. James pulled off the unthinkable, coming off of a 3rd place this March to win the title of the 16th Mr. Olympia in its 56-year history.
Wow.
That is a happy man right there. A very, very happy
He
man.
pulled it together. He showed that he was the champion from hitting the poses first, going out of them last. The improvements he made. I talked to Dennis James. He lost about 15 pounds.
We have a new king in town, Big Rami El-Sbaieh. And Tim, this guy's going to wear that crown.
Until he's done.
Yes. There's going to be a hard struggle for these guys, Rich, to come and battle with what the standard
As long as
is.
he comes in condition.
We talk a lot about the standard. That's the new size and the new conditioning.
Well, in defeat, I got to recognize Brandon Curry, who was a great champion, wore that crown like a champion, was in defeat like a champion, and I'm sure Brandon Curry still got gas in the tank. He'll be back. But right now, this night belongs to Big Rami. El-Sbaieh is Dan Solomon, the producer of the Mr. Olympia. The promoter puts the gold medal around. Jake Wood has a new champion to put on display for the rest of the world to see.
I think we're about to see some great emotion from our new Olympia.
Phil Heath, gracious in defeat, talking to the champ.
Brandon Curry.
And there's going to be some happy people dancing in the streets of Egypt this weekend.
For sure.
Tyler Mannion up there with the champion's hand, flanked by Jake Wood. And Big Rami. No surprise to the Dennis James camp.
Well deserving.
This is a great first Olympia for Jake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all things
All right,
considered,
thank you,
this
presenters.
show could not have had a or not booing for. Sometimes the champion was booed. This is a guy that won the People's Champion Award along with the Sandow Trophy. It's good to see Phil Heath up there smiling, huh?
Yeah.
It is.
He had that game face on all weekend, and now he can let the weight of the world off his
Gentlemen, your
shoulders.
favorite pose, please.
That was
What do
some
you think?
great
Favorite
hugs.
pose, gentlemen.
Still going to come back, or
Phil's got some soul searching to do. I mean, it's not like he's out of the conversation.
Let's get some pictures,
Now
guys.
that
Your
he's got
favorite
a solid
pose.
run at this, he's a top 3 bodybuilder. The question is whether or not he has the stamina to want to, at
These guys are worse
the
than the
age of
bikini
41
chicks.
years old, to continue. He's done everything. COVID has had a lot to do with
All right,
people
guys, we gotta get some
reevaluating
pictures.
what they
James,
think
jump
is
at the
important
bed
in their
out there.
life.
Come on.
This was a milestone
Your
for Phil to
favorite
do what he
pose. Come
did.
on, William, start them off.
Big Rami just kissed Phil's head.
Look
Well,
at
there's
those
the
legs. There it
story.
is.
Bronze, silver, and the gold going to Big Rami El-Sbaieh.
Look at
from
that lat
Egypt.
spread.
All right, thank
Under
you,
the
gentlemen.
circumstances, Tim, these guys looked as good as you could look, training and COVID and pandemic and lockdown and all of that. They delivered.
There it
Yes,
is.
they
The
did.
Sandow's in the air.